Hello, my name is Claire McFall and I am the author of Black Cairn Point, which I am overjoyed to say has been nominated for the Scottish Teenage Book Prize 2017. The novel is about a girl called Heather, and it's the beginning of the summer holidays and she's really excited because she's about to go on a camping trip with her friends down to Black Cairn Point in Dumfries and Galloway. She's really hoping that when she's there she will get to hook up with her friend Dougie, but when they arrive things start to go very quickly awry, and what we're going to do is walk up that hill and I'm going to read you a short teaser for the novel. It was small, flat and circular. The centre had been cut out, with a thin line connecting across the diameter. The surface was textured, bobbled and pitted like rusted metal, and it was coated in dirt. Beneath that, though, I could just about make out the faded etchings of curves and shapes carved into the facade. "I don't know." Dougie spat on his finger and rubbed at the surface, removing the top layer of dirt. "It's metal anyway, and old. It's pretty cool here." He chucked it at me. "Take a look." I snagged it with my fingertips, almost snapping the fragile, corroded circlet. Turning it over in my grasp, I traced the hinted at carvings. "It needs cleaning up," I murmured. "You can't really see it right." "We'll dunk it in the sea," Dougie agreed. I looked up at him, a little shocked. "You're going to take it?" "Sure, why not?" He smiled at me, puzzled by my tone. "But that's..." I stopped short of saying stealing, not sure if it was. "But this is someone's grave." Grave robbing was definitely illegal, I was sure of that. "This isn't a grave good," Dougie disagreed. "Probably someone left it as an offering or something. Cairns are a bit like stone circles. People forgot their original purpose, just remembered that they were important." I pursed my lips. I didn't feel any better, but I made no move to stop him as Dougie reached out and plucked the object out of my hand. I watched as he ran his fingers over it one final time and then slid it into his pocket. "Want to head back down?" he suggested. "It must be about lunchtime. I'm starving." With Martin's help, he replaced the stones he disturbed and then led the way back down towards the beach, pointing out more archaeological features in the hillside as we went. I tried to pay attention to what he said, hoping I might learn something to prepare me if I did manage to get on my course, but it was hard to focus. My mind was still up at the cairn, at the deep, black hollow surrounded by ancient stones. The Druid's haunt, as Dougie had joked. I couldn't help thinking we'd done something wrong, somehow. Time and time again my eyes were drawn to Dougie's pocket, where the thing he'd taken was safely nestled. I felt like a thief. So, the idea for Black Cairn Point actually came from a real camping trip that I took down in Dumfries and Galloway. And the place is called Ardwell Bay, but the setting and everything as I describe it is exactly the same. The reason that I chose that is, well, I'm not really a camping kind of girl. I'm more of a hotels and spas kind of person. So that was enough for me just to make it as a horror story. But I went up to the cairn, which is there, with my husband, and I just really liked the spooky atmosphere. And I thought, yes, this is a place for a horror story. And what I tried to do when I was writing the book is actually put in really small elements of real things that happened to me on the trip, just to make it more believable. Because in effect, I'm asking you to believe in a fantasy, I'm asking you to let go of reality. And so I found that actually putting very small things in, like for example, the fish that's stinking on the wall, that was real. And the car that broke down on the way there, that was real too, that was my boyfriend's car. Just in order to get you, the reader, hopefully, to come along on the ride with me and believe what I'm saying. So I suppose for young adult novels, in terms of creating realistic dialogue, I like to think I'm still relatively young, so I hope I'm in touch with how young people speak. But things do change really quickly. I mean, when I was a teenager, me and my best friend used to have a real laugh talking about the Mallory Towers books and looking at the dialogue in those, and they would have insults like, "Oh, you turnip head," or something was really bad, they would say, "Oh, that's absolutely beastly." So things change relatively quickly, but I suppose my advice would be that you need to listen to people around you. I'm a teacher, so I'm surrounded by teenagers quite a lot of the time, and I listen to how they speak and try and think about putting that into my story. So yeah, that would be my advice. This is a really terrible thing to admit, but I hate planning. What basically, when I get an idea for a book, I get an atmosphere and I get a character and I get an idea of where I want the story to go. But what I hate to do is plan out every single little twist and turn, and the reason is it takes the joy of writing out of it for me. Basically, a book is a discovery of what's going to happen to that person in that situation, and if I plan out every little single thing, I kind of think, well, why do I need to write it now? Because I know what's going to happen. So I have an idea and I have a gist of where it's going to go, but no, I don't plan out every little single plot twist. I let them unravel as I think the characters would react in that situation. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy my novel Black Cairn Point. You can get in touch with me and tell me what you think. I've got a website which is www.clairemcfall.co.uk, or I'm on Facebook and I'm on Twitter. You can come and find me and let me know what you think. If you are an aspiring author, I guess my one piece of advice to you would be read. Read lots, and not just the kind of things that you know you like to read. Try different genres and different styles, and what you'll find is that you'll build up your knowledge of different ways that you can write, and that in turn will make you a better writer. Thank you very much.